All right, guys. To recap the day, it's last day of the week, Unemployment Friday. Had a bad report. What I'm going to show for the highlight of today, though, is coming out of the hole, a bearish report for stocks. Ground zero for that number is 53, even in the S&P. What does that mean? It's where the market is right before the release of a number. Numbers net bearish. Okay, finally go down. At about 7:50 Central, news came down the wire that the U.S., I'm going to read it because I'll walk everybody back through how you have to analyze news knee jerk, sometimes be able to anticipate it's something bullish on the trade front, and then go from there. So this comment around 7:50 a.m. Central out of the U.S. Trade Rep's office, U.S. has given some China products additional time to avoid tariff increases. Will delay tariffs until June 15th for some goods. Prior, it was June 1st. So let's play the S&P at this particular moment. It's a little after this. Let it catch up. And a couple things to keep in mind. This isn't the rally yet. It was already doing this before the comments started to hit. We were trading around 52 even in the S&P minis, and we get a jump. It was tradable, which means you could have got long around 53, half 54 even, when I came on and said, this is bullish, probably something to do with trade around 53, 54 even. All right. Then it hits the wires, and we got real-time news feeds to kind of stay abreast to answer the question, why did this happen? Why did that happen? And then it was said about the delay on these tariffs on certain Chinese properties. All right. That created a run from 52, 53 all the way up to 60. If you weren't long, you shouldn't have been short. Here it comes. Here's a little bit of the pop. Let's stop. Here's a little bit of this pop. Here's a little bit of this pop right in here. All right. Then it hits the wire. This is when I say this is something that's really bullish, probably something to do with trade. Don't be afraid to buy it. And then there's the rest. Now, that happened twice the speed. Do you see how it gives you time to get long because of this chop, the volume that comes out? Not a lot of volume, but hesitates. So here's the initial jump. Here's the 52, 53 even area. And here's the chop to at least allow you to get out of a short if you're stuck short, open along if you're anticipating that the market could drive higher, and it does. The thing about trading news is it keeps you out of trouble. It could help transition and understand if the market is truly bullish or bearish. Does it go up and stay up on good news? Does it not stay down on bad news, like with the unemployment numbers? So you don't have to trade it directly to be able to absorb it and understand it. And the other thing about trading news is it increases volatility, so you'll know if you're right or wrong pretty quickly. If you take a shot and it starts paying you right away, you're in a good position. If you take a shot and it's not going your way, you have the opportunity to get out and cut your risk. So the risk could be managed if you understand that there has to be some speed in which how you're getting paid and when you're getting paid. But if you're not understanding news, not that you have to trade it, but I always disagree with anybody that says, well, fundamentals or news that does this or that. You don't have to trade every uptick and downtick. But to be able to understand it is be able to understand and build the story. When you have really weak non-farm payroll numbers today coming in at 73,000, 175 expected, that's bearish. We couldn't stay down. When this market, take a look at this. This is not arbitrary. How many times do I talk about know where the price is of the market you're trading before news comes out that moves it? How many times did I say that? All the time. So where does this come out? This market comes out right in here, this news rather. It's not coincidental. If you draw it across, that's where the price came back and held as support. There's logic behind that, but at least you'll see if you're documenting that, plotting that, you'll see it happen over and over and over again. We'll get into a logic another time in another video as to why it would stop there. But the point is, where it starts is important to kind of document, plot. That's ground zero. Good news, takes a while. They take it all back, but not all back. And some of it We open up at 8:30 Central, upside, right side. Some other good news, tailwinds with some of the Mexico tariffs. Looks like they might do a deal and avoid those tariffs. At least that's what the market's pricing in as we head into the midday on Friday. Unemployment Fridays, be careful. They slow down. This market's bullish. So they do have these pullbacks, but don't be surprised if they get back to being strong and drift and grind, and always keep an eye on that. And then know what the heck's going on with news, because it is driving us. It's important. This whole week had this run up and repriced the markets because of one reason. The Fed went from neutral to dovish, and that's been priced in. Have a safe weekend.